the stick poke, when good people behave like bad people, and how this is different from your stock narcissistic behaviour. Welcome back to the show, ladies, gents and Pikachus. So without further ado, let's delineate the stick poke, the nest pokers, and the actual narcissist, because there is a large difference between the two. Now, the reason this has become such a prominent problem in our modern society is basically the internet and social media, making it a lot easier to be outwardly rude to complete strangers, and there being no penalty, no comeback from doing that. For instance, if I were to walk up to someone in the street and say, "You're a dumb shit and your stuff sucks," 50-50 chance I'm going to get, some sort of repercussion. It might even be violent. But if I'm online, I can do 5 million comments a day saying, "You're a dick, you're a dick, you're a dick," to every single one of them, and there will be no penalty at all. And what this does, it tricks the mind into thinking that because there's no penalty for doing this, that it's just an easy thing to do, like we should just nonchalantly be calling everyone dicks when we don't like them, and that is a big problem. Those of you like me who grew up in the 80s or the 90s will know the internet wasn't a thing then, so if you were saying something rude, you were saying it to their face or you were saying it behind their back. Either way, it was it was seen as a bad behaviour, so there would be no sympathy for you if you got the recrimination that you were going to get. And like when we were young, people generally knew if a kid was like crazy, mental, narcissistic or psychotic, and the reason they knew is because the parents had been investigating this month after month for their short life, and the school had had problems with that kid. So the stick poke is what we use when we're trying to get the worst to come out of someone. If you're trying to make them angry, like this little skinny kid's doing here, he's trying to bully this bigger kid. But what happens is he fucked around too much and he's going to find out, bang, that you don't do stick poking. So this kid here was then called a narcissist, but luckily there was a video evidence of him just sticking up for himself. So that's what you'd call a stick poke. Now, fast forward 20-30 years to the current day, when social media, YouTube commentary, these kind of things are prevalent, and you can see the stick poke tactics absolutely everywhere. Certainly on my page I see an awful lot of it. And what I've reasoned out is the reason these people do that is because when you're on your flow, you're in a good mood and you're speaking sense, you're being logical and you're winning your arguments basically that they're bringing to you, they can't stand it, and they know the only way they're going to be able to get round you is by circumventing that logical trail. How do they do that? They use the stick poke, fuck you, and they try and annoy you enough so that you overreact and you get violent. Like that kid there. I mean, he didn't overreact, and like I say, he's lucky someone had a camera to film that, or no doubt it would have been him that got sent to the office, and they did try and call him a narcissist for that. But nevertheless, this is the kind of thing that we have to defend ourselves from. Being called mad and bad when we're retaliating against someone else who is that themselves. So it's like one of my previous videos I did about gaslighting and straw manning. Gaslighting is when you do that on purpose to someone to bring the worst out of them. And straw manning is where you use a invented logic and you put that over someone in order to attack them using that fake logic. So, in conclusion, I think we can say narcissists are the people that do this every single day of their lives on a regular basis in real life. They have actual real life victims, not just people on the internet. Whereas the stick pokers are prevalent. It's almost like 1 in every 200 people is a narcissist, but the rest of those 200 people will probably all be stick pokers apart from 1 or 2. So we've just got to keep in mind and we've got to be strong in our approach to these kind of things. Not over the top, but you have to put your foot down when people do this to you and say, look, I see what you're doing and I'm not going to put up with it. Otherwise, they will successfully bring the worst out of you, drag you down to their gutter snipe level and then beat you in the gravel with experience, like I keep saying. So yeah, that's the end of this video. In conclusion, don't let people stick poke you. Recognise that they're probably not a narcissist, even though it's really trendy for some stupid reason to go around accusing everybody of narcissism. Like I say, you'll know someone if they're a narcissist because it will be prevalent throughout their life. It won't be like, suddenly after 40 years, it's like calling someone a racist. When you've known someone 50 years, and for 49.9 of those years they were not racist, and then someone calls them a racist, you can pretty much know they're not. That's just gaslighting, stick poking. So yeah, watch out for that, be on your guard, don't let them drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. Try and bring them up to your level and discuss things logically and beat them with facts and logic. So that's the end of this video, hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now. Yeah, if it's someone that you don't care about or who's not in your family, you're probably best off just avoiding them. But if it's someone that you deeply care about or love, that's in your family, and you love them despite that, then there are ways to counter this and to help them out. So we'll go into that next time. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time.